Okay, today we're going to talk about a different way to do framing. You've seen me in the past where I'm doing framing in a basement development where I use a bottom plate of pressure treated wood, I'll use a top plate of spruce. There's times that when I'm framing exterior walls for a whole house build, I'm using a bottom plate and two top plates. But in this situation where there's a renovation going on, you can see here that my bottom plate is a steel stud track and the top plate is a steel stud track. Now, the advantages in a renovation situation is that after they've done their mudding and taping, things like that, the floor may not be exactly level. Also, if I was trying not to damage this ceiling stipple or texture, I wouldn't want to try to build a wall perfectly tight and then wedge it in. So what I do here is on my layout lines, I screw down a 3 5/8 steel stud track, which actually accepts 2x4 into. So this makes it easy for me to install the track at the bottom, level up the walls, install the track on the top, and then cut my studs to the length and screw them into place on the dimensions that I want to. So you can also see here that in this shower that I've used the steel stud track again for the ceiling, where I put a track on one side, I leveled over, put the track on the other side, and then I've cut the wood 2x4s to fit inside. So this is a technique that is really, really handy when you're doing renovations and you are in areas that aren't perfectly square. This is an older house. Some of those walls, the existing walls, are out of level, so that actual section of ceiling that I put up there is not exactly square because of the old wall. Now, this allows me to manipulate it and work it in a little bit, where if I would have built something out of wood, I might have tried to stuff it up there and had trouble getting it up there because there might be a 1/2 inch difference or a 1/4 inch difference, something like that. So this is, like I said, another method that I like to use in renovation situations. You can see here, this is holding in a pocket door kit. I've got a top track and I've got a bottom track, and these two materials work well with each other. Hi, so we've chatted about using steel stud track in a renovation situation where you're doing some framing. Now, one downside to the steel stud track, or even if you did decide to use steel studs, is that when you run your electrical wires or plumbing lines, you must put a plastic grommet through the metal holes to protect the wire or water lines from being cut from this steel. So they do sell a 1-inch grommet. So you would drill a 1-inch hole through here, then you stuff the grommet into the hole, and then you're safe to run your wire through. So just wanted to highlight the one big thing that you need to know about steel stud framing is that you need to use grommets as you're running your mechanical and electrical through those walls.